Hi guys, it's Dr. Muhammad Usman and I am back with another video on the topic of design and visual integrity, which is the lecture 2 as a part of data visualization series. In this lecture we will be talking about the design concepts, the graphical integrity principles, and then we will talk about some type of graphics. So starting from the very basic, we will start from the graphical design. So anything which is in form of visualization is called graphical design, but it is not necessary that every graphical design is very good to be a visualization. In this case we have a 3D graph over here and you can look over it. Do you think that it is a good graphical design, or it is providing you the relevant information about the data you have requested, or it is good to see, or it is good to visualize? So basically these are the questions that first come in our mind when we see the graphical design, and we have to analyze that the visualization which we have in our mind and which is in reality, it is clear or it is equal to our expected visualization or not. So graphical design will be telling us about the principles and the expectations of a user for a design, and we will start it by explaining the graphical excellence. Edward F. T, a very great man in design excellence, he said that clutter and confusions are not the attributes of information, they are failures of the design. So basically if your design will have clutter and confusion, if it is not clear to the user, and if will have not any clarity, so it will not have a design excellence. And if it will not have a design excellence, you will not achieve the graphical integrity of your visualization. So talking about the design excellence, we must have a visualization very clear which a user can understand, that we have read before. Edward F. T also wrote some books on the graphical excellence and graphical design. Some of them are over here, and you can just visit the Amazon to purchase them, or visit your university library if they are available over there. So starting from the very basics of the graphical design, we will talk about the principles of graphical integrity. There are 4 principles of graphical integrity, so we will be starting from describing each of them and what they are based on. So number 1 is based on that we should be telling truth about the data, which means that any visualization which we are making should depict only the data which is in our data table and which is relevant to that visualization. It means that anything which we have measured should be equal to on the physical surface of the graphic itself, or it should be directly proportional to the numerical quantities. Like we can say that if you have any bar chart or graphical chart of any temperature, so it should depict the actual temperature of that city, not the expected temperature or according to your own knowledge. So you will be telling the truth about the data, that your data represented in kind of visualization is accurate and clear and concise and detailed, and it should also be thoroughly labeled to defeat the graphical distortion and ambiguity. So if your data or visualization are not related to each other, then there will be clutter and confusion that will lead to a bad graphical excellence. Also, the graphics must not quote data out of the context. The basic point over here is that you should only include that data that is available to you. You should not make up data yourself. You should be telling and visualizing the data that is already available to you, or the data that is original. Then another thing is that you should not let the graphic help the misinterpretation, or you should not lie to the visualization. So if you will have the actual data, then you will not lie with your graphics. If you will make up the data and you will just make the points according to your assumptions, so your data will be lying. So lying will lower your graphical integrity, and it will also lower your graphical excellence. The principle number 2 is based on data variation. So it tells you that you should have a data variation, not the design variation. So if you have a number of visualization depicting a kind of deflated money, or a time series of anything, or any stock market, or any taxes, or any rise in growth of taxes, or any education growth, or CGP of a class, so basically you will be showing the data variation. You will be showing that how data is moving up in a visualization. You will not be changing visualization with the data, or you will be just working on to induce the viewer to think about the acceptance, basically about the data, rather than about the methodology or the design or the colors of the visualization, or the methodology used for the production of the visualization. So the second principle is based on the showing the data variation. So data variation, I hope so you have understood up to now. So I will be moving up to principle 3. The principle 3 is based on making large data sets available and making them available for the visualizations. So it is based on presenting many small numbers in a small space or greater number of data in a very small space. So you should be using your space effectively. So it demonstrates that greatest number of ideas in the shortest time with the latest ink or latest pixel. So if you have a 1024 by 800 display, so you should be displaying a large amount of data. Basically these principles link you to the big data visualization at later stages. So in big data, what we are having a greater amount of data and we have a very less space, like there is a window like this presentation one. So you have to make the data set smaller, or you have to take samples from the data set to show the data variation and to show the visualization of data. And it can be multivariate data, it can have multiple columns, it can have multiple types of data, it can have hundred of rows. So basically we have to encourage the user to compare different pieces of data through a single visualization. So principle 3 is based on making your visualizations or bigger data available to the user in form of smaller pixels. The principle 4 is based on revealing the data at several levels of detail from the broad perspective. So a user should be able to zoom in your data, the user should be able to focus on your data easily. So you can integrate closely your data with the statistical structure or the narrative description of the data set. So whatever you are writing around the visualization or around the data, your overall visualization should be showing that data. If you are talking about the legend of the visualization, so the legend should be depicting the original visualization data or the original visualization. Other than that, you should be writing the explanation of the data on the graphic itself. You should mention on different graphics that what that data is showing. It means that you should mention on x-axis or y-axis what kind of data is depicted and what kind of data is plotted in a graph itself. The labeling is very important. So principle 4 will be focusing on the short details around the visualization other than the data itself. So it says that a well-designed presentation of interesting data of substance, of statistics and design. So principle 4 will be combining all of these: substance, the data itself, the methodology to design that visualization and the design of that visualization. So overall we have studied 4 principles. This video is up to here now. In further video we will discuss about the visualizations and how visualization lie. So if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. You can visit the channel at the following address, and you can email us, and you can visit our website, and